Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is different hand here, and it is absolutely great to see you here this afternoon. And today I'm very, very excited to have Leah back with us. This time, she's going to teach us some cool social media and traffic technique, and that's combining of using Twitter and videos. And I think this is a brand new topic nobody ever talked about, so I'm glad to have her here to share some awesome secrets and tips. Going to really, really help you get that free traffic and viral traffic and list build and how to make that affiliate sales and product sales on all in automation as well. And what I'm more exciting about is actually get a chance to introduce this brand new product of hers that's going to make the entire method so simple. It's literally something you set up once and you can totally forget right after that, and you will run by itself. That's pretty cool, right? Anyway, so be very, very exciting about that. And before we get into all this excitement here, let's kind of learn how Leah got started with the internet marketing. But most importantly, what does she do exactly to achieve the level of success that she has today? So, Leah, would you kind of take over the mic, share your unique internet marketing story with us today?
I will indeed, and thank you very much, Han, for a lovely introduction. Well, where do I start? Well, I have had my own business in the past, spoken about that before, and that was the main reason for my, if you like, tripping into the world of internet marketing to establish an online presence. So right from way back when I started with WordPress, I also knew very much that having some sort of social media presence was quite important, but it wasn't talked about as much as it might be today. I found myself moving from offering some services to a few friends and family to actually wanting to create products that did things that nothing out there actually did do. And I partnered with a few people, and we created some interesting bits of software that would make life easier. And that's what it's all about. In fact, my blog is I Am Made Easier, because I like things that are easy. And
so am I.
Yeah. And especially things that will automate some of the processes that we actually know are important for a variety of reasons, but actually would otherwise, suck all of the time that you've got every day if you had to manually do them. And you don't have the money necessarily to pay a great big team of people to do that sort of thing. So those are the sorts of products that I then went into creating with partners. And one of my partners I work with all the time, and we've created quite a few unique products this year that have done some things that solved a lot of problems for people. So yeah, kind of weaved into creating products from a position of actually owning my own business, running my own business, and wanting to see things that would work in a different way, really.
Okay, great. So you have been doing internet marketing for quite a bit of while now. So it's not English yet. That's a bad English. So for quite a while now. So what would it be some of the solid tips you can give it to someone who just starting out with internet marketing and perhaps haven't really found the right direction to going after it yet? What would be some of the, maybe give it 2 or 3 solid tips for them so they know at least where to start?
Well, I would say absolutely make sure you've got a web presence. Get a website built. Use WordPress to do that, because you've got so many different tools that will help you to build that effectively. But perhaps choose a topic that you're actually a little bit interested in, so that it makes it more fun when you're actually putting it together. Then go out and get your social media profiles set up, so that your search engine optimization and all that sort of things set correctly, and then find some products. You want to do a seasoning. That's one of my top tips actually, would be to have a seasoning period. Any brand new blog should always have a minimum of 2 weeks, and preferably 3, before you start adding any kind of affiliate links that start pointing outside. Having outbound links, as we call them, isn't necessarily disastrous if they're going to another authority site, because we know now that Google is actually appreciative of the fact that when, if I was to build a search engine optimization blog, then I'm going to reference some of the big search engine optimization experts out there, and I'm probably going to be linking and quoting to some of their content. So that we call curation. Google really is quite happy with all of that, because it makes sense. So that's the other thing, is to do what makes sense. If it makes sense to us, then it will make sense to Google, and you're never going to be penalized for anything like that. So those would be top tips. And you know, build an authority in a niche rather than trying to go too generic and, you know, concentrate on too many different things. If you niche it down and focus on just one area, then you can actually really do quite well and build an authority, and become the expert in that authority. And by doing that, you develop more rapport, build more engagement, increase your prospects, and from that you can build lists, you can promote products, you can sell your own products, you can do all sorts of different things. But you need to start right at the beginning, which is pick a topic, focus in on the topic, build your site around it, then, you know, curate some other authority sites, make sure your social media is taken care of, and then make money from it. And once you've done one, you can repeat it. I wouldn't start with creating your own products unless, you know, I think that's a mistake that sometimes people do make, is because they think that's where all the glory is and that's where all the money is. But actually, if you've never had any success online, then you don't really know what sort of product is going to get the right sort of attention. And there are hundreds of products launched every week, and as you and I both know, lots and lots of them get hardly any sales, sometimes under 10.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work and effort that goes into creating a product and launching, so definitely wouldn't recommend doing that until the authority is established within that niche.
Right. I totally agree with you. So kind of recap what you said here. And well, most important thing, I think you need to kind of you need to build up your authority as quickly as you can. I think the days just building a small affiliate sites are gone. It's all become the authorities on the niche you want to passionate about and marketing too. And the first thing you need to not thinking is making money at this point. If you're just starting out, you need to think out what kind of value can I give it out to my audience in exchange, just eventually build up authority-ship. And you touch base about social media here. We're gonna go into more detail about this in a minute, by the way, guys. And you want to be stay tuned, listen, and watching this, and to learn a lot of great stuff about it. And it's that you no longer just can't just build a site and you don't have the social media power anymore. In fact, you want to be in all platform, all presence as possible. And I mean, that's what definition of authority is, right? And some people say, hey, I see you everywhere. Well, there's a reason for that, because I want to be everywhere. And then it's the same as you, as Leah as well. Focus on building your brand, focus on building your authority. Not many people talk about that, but that's why I have to invite Leah to kind of not only kind of teach you how to do that, but all in automation as well. So to save you lots of time and save you lots of energy and get that authority built as well. So let's talk about, you have a very, very, what I call new technique here. We know video is hot, and we know social media is hot right now. But everybody, when we say social media, all folks from Facebook, you know, that's kind of where everybody go right now. But you have found a way to combine the power of a Twitter and video to get that free traffic, to get that list built, to get that affiliate sales made, all in automation. Can you talk about that a little bit? What is the secret behind all that?
Well, effectively, you can't auto-post anything to YouTube. So YouTube is a fabulous platform from which you can gain, you know, a bit of search engine optimization. You can, you know, people will find your material, and, you know, possibly they'll go and visit your website because they found a video on YouTube. But you can't really build an authority without manually having to do everything there. So, and also, if it was your own channel, you'd be creating all the videos yourself. So there's an awful lot of work involved in doing that sort of thing. So we were looking at the different social media platforms that you could actually share the videos on in order to gain from them, in order to, you know, borrow from their search engine optimization and the lead generation and the power of building authority, because video does capture attention. Apart from anything else, it's usually a little bit bigger than just an image or just a tweet or a comment if it was on Facebook or Twitter. So it's an image, so the thumbnail will have an image there, so that attracts people's attention. But it's also just the fact that we see that little icon that tells us you can do something to it. That icon for us now is a call to action, and then it's an instinctive one that we are automatically compelled to react to respond to. We want to play that video and see what that's going to be about. So by incorporating video into Twitter, it means that as far as the Twitter feed is concerned, you can build an awful lot more authority and get a lot more attention attention from people who are more likely to actually want to stick around and then follow you because, hey, I've just watched this great video. It's all about my topic of interest. I'm going to now follow this person, and you've now got a new prospect, and that person's now a new lead, and you can then, because of the nature of Twitter, you can actually send them to your various other media properties and offers and squeeze pages and build your list and all sorts of other things. But the other thing that that Twitter and video both do in combination is Google finds and crawls the content there, finds and crawls all of the links, the keywords in the link, the hypertext or hypertext or whatever you call it, anchor text, gosh, so many different phrases. And it's actually compiling its little dossier, if you like, of, well, what is that link all about? What is this profile all about? What is this tweet all about? And in that respect is actually going to pay more attention and more likely post those sorts of tweets, because probably most people now have seen tweets actually ranking, because Google wants to be diverse. Google wants to have different sorts of social media appearing in the first pages of search, because it makes sense, because we are all everywhere now. We are all over social media as well as websites. So also any links that are appearing, any Twitter links that are appearing on your own websites, Google crawls those too. So if you add your own Twitter feed to your own blog, that sort of information is going to start being part of what Google's reading, and understanding and appreciating what your blog's actually all about, what your site, what your web presence is all about. So it's got actually tons of benefits, especially when you combine those two powers of video and Twitter. It's fast posting, it's constant, it's snippets of information that people love, and video is very, very appealing and engaging.
And not to say that you also instead just get one group of the YouTube fans, but you also, because a lot of my people who's watching this, they're video marketing themselves, they're probably taking a lot of time making the video already, and you not only just capture the YouTube fans, but you also capture your Twitter fans as well, right? So basically the element, you want to make them to view your videos a lot easier, so you want to be on every platform there is, right? Especially if you can automate the entire process, that's going to be even better. And you know, a lot of people are just focused on build to YouTube channel, which is important, but also you need to build up your Twitter profile, you need to build up your Facebook follower, all at the same time. Because that's just what definition of authority is, especially in Google's eyes as well. So want to energize that. So I think, what do you see people either on Twitter and share videos specifically? What are they doing right and what are they doing wrong? Maybe can you give us some quick tips here to maybe increase that engagement? Maybe how do you really quickly become I guess the social niche authority? How do you do that exactly?
Well, there's a lot of things that you can do with Twitter that you can't do with some of the other social media platforms. So with Twitter, because for a start, you're allowed to automate some of the processes, but we'll talk about those in a minute. The important thing is to actually be able to go and retweet some of the other authorities in your niche. So if your niche is, say, let's say you choose the weight loss niche, and you would then look for other authorities in that niche and you would follow them, but you would also retweet their content. That's a way of engaging with those authorities in a way that actually is a little bit more difficult on some of the other social media platforms. And so the minute you retweet someone, a lot of times they're going to take note because it flatters them. It's actually really good for the ego. Very often Twitter is set up so that it automatically sends an email to that person every time one of their tweets is favorited or retweeted, or if they have a reply to any of their retweets. So all of those things are all about engaging with those in your niche, people who are, as I say, either authorities or they are people who are going to be interested in your content because you're building yourself up as an authority figure. So all of those are automatic behaviors that you should definitely be working on in order to build that engagement.
So I got two kind of follow-up questions for this. For First one is for those who never used Twitter before. Retweet is just like a share in Facebook, right? I mean, if I understand that correctly. And my second question is, let's say I go into the weight loss niche, but how do I know who to follow, who to retweet? Is a website I can go to check all that information out, or how do you personally find them out?
There's quite a lot of different ways of actually finding the sorts of things that you want to work on, or the sort of people that you want to really concentrate on. But wefollow.com is an excellent resource, and you can actually choose your topic of interest and search via your topic of interest and actually see the top people in that particular niche, and then automatically concentrate on retweeting and following them.
Mm,
And another place just to measure your social engagement, which is sometimes talked about, is Clout. A lot of people have heard of it. They don't always know what it is or why they should have any interest in it. But it is actually a really simple way to actually check whether your social media authority, if you like, is having an effect. And that will be based on how many people are going to retweet, follow, share your content, and spend time on your tweets. Which, as I say, when you incorporate video into your feed, there's a huge opportunity, literally, and just the size of that video in comparison to a small tweet. So when they're watching down their own feeds, and they can actually see a stream of content that's coming from all the different people that they're following. And so let's imagine that you, as I say, have a couple of videos in there. So they've got a tweet, and then there's a video. Well, they're more likely to notice that video than they would ever be to pay attention to any of the text, because text requires extra attention. We have to read it, digest it, and understand.
Very tiny.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
tiny.
And your videos are immediate. There's an immediate representation of something there that catches attention and inspires a call to action. So that's the main reason for wanting to put video on Twitter.
And what? So cloud is like social influence score, right? So like how much influence do you have in your niche? Is that it's not again. What I said before is you can't really just focus on one social network now. You really have to focus on different type of a social network: Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, and also YouTube, the obvious ones. And what Cloud does is just combine them all together to figure. I don't know what the algorithm they do that to see. Come up with a score. The goal of the game is to get that score up by the month, by the day, by the week, so you become the authority of that niche. Do you have anything add on to what you kind of said here? Maybe talk about a little bit about the social signals, maybe help some stuff about the ranking. Maybe you can do that a little bit for us as well.
One of the things that's great about Twitter, actually, which isn't true of pretty much any other social media platform, is that Google actually reads your profile in quite a lot of detail. So your profile is actually a lot more important than most people realize on Twitter. What you actually say about what you do, what you're interested in, who you are, having those keywords in your very, just in the Twitter profile is actually going to immediately build into the algorithm and all the information, that little dossier that Google's got about your web presence. So, you could have 5 different niches online and 5 different Twitter accounts and 5 different blogs, providing each one of those. Blog A is all about juicing, and the Twitter feed that it connects to is all about juicing and is sharing juice recipes and sharing the latest knowledge about how juicing's great for the health or the brain or whatever. And Google's going to read all of those keywords, and it's going to read all of the link text, and it's going to build that information up higher and higher and higher, so that your blog pages will naturally be further up the search engine, just because you connect all of those dots together and it makes sense. It's like a parcel of information that Google can see. Makes a lot of sense. Whereas if you had one Twitter feed and 5 different blogs, all with very different topics and information, then Google won't be able to make any sense of it at all. So Google wants to see a relationship between what you're doing on Facebook, what you're doing on Twitter, what you're doing on YouTube, and what you're doing on your own blog, in order to appreciate that actually you do have value there. There is a lot of real content that's targeted that particular topic of, juicing, for example, and therefore when someone asks the question, what's the best juice recipe for, Google's going to pick your content far more than it's going to pick someone else's, purely because you have that network of information and relationship out there.
All right, so I think the moral of the story, think see a lot of people are making the mistake is they don't creating a profile for each niche, right? They just kind of put a mixture of entire whatever they're doing online in there, their personal stuff, their marketing stuff, the weight loss stuff, the whatever the stuff. So it's kind of really hard for the search engine to figure out, hey, what the heck is this guy really about, right? So to be a smart marketer is they went out creating different profile, just targeting at weight loss niche, just targeting at internet marketing niche, and to be really, really, truly focused. So Google search engine can be, hey, oh yeah, this is the guy I need to have a higher rank, because all he talks about is how to losing weight. All he talks about is internet marketing. Therefore, he is the authority. So if you guys taking that down, so it only takes about 2 minutes creating a Twitter profile, or lazy, and be targeted, be concentrated, instead be diversified all over the place. I think that's the key takeaway here. Isn't that right, Leah?
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, of course, when you do that, you're more likely to see shares of your content in that respect. So that's also going to improve your search engine optimization.
By the way, a retweet or a share is another free backlink for you, especially if that guy who retweets you is already authority in that market. So that's a huge, huge weight on that link. So that's what you want to happen, right?
Yeah, it's definitely what you're aiming towards. And you don't get on people's radars unless you do that interaction, and they can see that you're a serious marketer in that particular niche, in that area of interest, so they're more likely to pay attention to your content too.
And that comes down to do one huge problem I see, especially beginner internet marketer make, is they trying to be all places, all things at all time. where smart, experienced marketers, intelligent marketers, they just focus on a niche they really passionate about and really can dominate. And also there's money inside the niche as well. That's most important, right? At the end of the day, you want to get paid. So let's talk about why. It'll give us a little bit back to create this plugin, and most importantly, what is the biggest problem you are trying to help all the internet marketers solve here by having this great launch that we're going to talk about in detail in the next couple of minutes here. But let's talk about what is the biggest problem you're trying to help all the internet marketers solve here. What is the story behind this?
Well, just as an example, in order to for myself, my own personal reference, I wanted to see the different diversity amongst the niches, in order to appreciate how easily we could actually build some of these different authority Twitter feeds. Is there enough content, for example? What would it look like? How's it going to act? And if I had to do all of those manually, I would literally spend my entire life just posting content on Twitter, tweeting different, I'd be looking for images because that's important. I'd be looking for different blog content. I'd be looking for YouTube or Daily Motion videos. I'd want to find different types of media that are about the topic, but different ways of looking at it, and post those. And I'd want to be doing that all day, every day. Then I'd want to be finding other people's tweets and retweeting those. And then I'd want to reply to anybody who politely decided to follow me. And, there's an opportunity. Someone's followed me. There's an opportunity to actually direct them. Thank you for following. I wonder if you'd be interested in this particular free product, or some sort of squeeze page offer that you want to present them to. To have to do all of those things manually would mean that you could only ever have one site. You would literally be concentrating on that all day long, every day, and just about trying to get your social media up, and it would take too long. So time would be against you.
Also, I want to talk about the cost too. I mean, there's software like Hootsuite out there, but they charge you a monthly fee. Even that's better complicated to use for beginner marketers as well. Just want to kind of throw that out there. So and yours, I believe, is one-time cost for now, for this, at least for this special launching period. All kinds of great stuff, man. And you know, to deal with all kinds of platforms, social platform, it really is really time consuming. That's why I think another big challenge that why people don't do it. You just don't have enough time, right? I mean, I don't have enough time to handle Twitter at the same time as YouTube, as Facebook. That'll drive me nuts.
But go over to video, to YouTube, and start searching for the latest interesting video in your topic. Oh, look, there's an interesting juicing video. Let me get the link. Now I've got to go back to my Twitter account, and I'm going to share that over there. And you know, it was to say, it would just be, you wouldn't be able to do it. It would be too time consuming. Nobody ever stick to it. So that was the big problem that we were looking at. We found the solution. Yeah, we can get video into Twitter and it's going to look good. It's going to attract attention. We know we've solved that problem. How do you then make it possible for people to actually automate those processes without having to manually do all of them all day, every day? Especially for us marketers, if we're, you know, those of us who work in different niches, then you want to have those working for you as much as is possible. You know, keep half an eye on, see what's going on with them once a week, but generally, you know, they're doing their own thing. And so that's what we created. We created a plugin that will literally, once you've set it up and you've got all the information in there, and we're going to run through all of those different elements and what they do and why they're important, and you can keep adding to it. You know, over the first, say, month of actually installing it on, say, a juicing blog, you could actually just go in there once a week, spend 20 minutes just checking to see what's going on in there, look and see if you've got any new blogs that you want to add to you know, curate, because that's what it does. It basically is a wonderful opportunity to actually curate from a variety of different sources and media, and it will post those beautifully in a Twitter feed. So it makes the Twitter feed attractive. It's automated. It's going to auto retweet, auto reply, auto follow if you want it to. That's something that, you know, you want to watch in the first few weeks when you're building your Twitter account. You don't want to overdo the following versus followers. And different niches will have different levels there, and you can't really see what that's going to be like until you actually start. So there are going to be some recommendations and tips that we have based on our experiences for the users, to make sure that they can get that started and work with it as efficiently as possible, so that once you've got it going, you don't have to do it anymore. It's done. It's set. You can, off you go. See you later. It's going to send traffic to your sites. It's going to send traffic to your other social media you know, fan pages, for example. And you can't automate anything on Facebook anymore. So the only way you're going to get people arriving on Facebook is either to do a really outstanding job of manually creating your presence there, or by sending traffic from other media platforms such as Twitter. So you can direct people over to a fan page with a squeeze option, giving them something that's going to, and then they'll like the page, and then they'll start following you on Facebook. But you're not going to get them there very easily anymore, as Facebook keeps tightening the screws and stopping the things that people can actually do in our business. So,
ain't that the truth? Yeah. So would you have a couple minutes, maybe kind of give us a sneak preview of how cool this thing is?
I certainly shall. Let's just share the old screen. Have you got me?
It takes a couple of seconds. I got myself now. I see myself on your screen.
Is it there now? Oh, no, I'm still seeing me.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're at the right places. Yes. Okay.
So just for information, anyone who's looking at this, the reason why I decided to create this particular Twitter feed is because I actually do own hypnotherapy and NLPtraining.co.uk. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just bung, you know, the plugin on there and see what sort of material it starts chugging out, just to see how it looks. And I'm so impressed that I'm actually going to build out that website. There's some really lucrative affiliate commissions and CPA commissions that you can earn from that particular niche, and obviously it's a particular favourite of mine. So I'm actually going to, because I've set this up on Twitter and it's working really well, I'm going to actually build out the back end to it, if you like. But as you can see, there's video appearing here, which makes it a lot more interesting than just a standard Twitter feed. A normal Twitter feed is just text, 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 text. That's one example. Another example is a generic health Twitter feed. But again, you can see that there's so much information and attractive stuff here that you can niche just focus on weight loss, or you could just focus on fitness, or you could just focus on juicing and have a Twitter feed and a blog that's just on those topics, which are, you know, trending, pretty popular. Then we've got an example here that's actually for an offline business. Now, my brother doesn't even know I've done this, but I created a blog that's literally just been set up to be able to use this plugin and a couple of others that I own, in order to build out his social media presence, in order to be able to improve his search engine optimization. So there's not really any other purpose to it other than that it's going to increase his social signals, and that will improve his page rank. So this one, as you can see, has already got 33 followers, and it's only been set up very, very recently, and that's happened on its own. I haven't done any work on this other than setting it up. So it's doing its job. And this is another example, again, just to show you how diverse. It's not quite as popular as the garden one, but this is all about pest control, and this is again just purely to have social signals, social media presence for my nephew's business site. So if you work with offline clients and you want to create some social media presence for them, then that's how easy it is. Now this one's one that people will understand if they've done any CPA offers or perhaps worked with ClickBank products. This one's about gold and silver trading, and it's very niche focused. But
can I ask you one quick question? What is the, you know, sometimes when you post a field link on Facebook, they're just totally blocking that, or short URLs. Is Twitter still pretty much open to any affiliate links or any website links that just totally you can post whatever pretty much you want to it with it's, you know, reasonable limit?
Absolutely, and that is exactly how to look at it. Is nobody's going to follow you if you only post your own spammy, buy this, buy that, buy the other, go to this offer, go to. Nobody would ever follow you. No, so it'd be a waste of time. As you build and develop your authority in that niche, as you can see, it's working now. Just whilst the screen's been on, it's just published another couple of videos. So, but by having that niche focus and by having that authority in that particular niche, by having people follow you, you can then in between. So this is a link to the website. Take a minute to check this out. So you could obviously have a, you know, much more expansive comment there, and a particular page that you're linking to, which is obviously a good search engine optimization strategy. You don't always want to have everybody go back to the main web page. You want them to go to specific pages on the site. So as I say, we're doing this just to illustrate how the plugin actually works and show the diversity of the niches that you can actually build out real authority Twitter feeds in. Now here's one that's a little bit more obvious to people. This is my internet marketing one. Now this is one where I make money off this one because it's been running longer than the others. I mean, I built those recently just literally for illustration purposes. But this one has been running for a bit longer. Well, I mean, I originally joined it back in 2012, as you can see, but I never did anything with it much. But just in the last month or so, we've actually had the plugin running, and it's been doing a lot more work for me. And so now if I promote a product, or I share a link for something that I am promoting, I can see through my tracking links that people are actually clicking on those links, and they're actually going ahead and making purchases based on what they're doing. So that one's, you know, chugging away, and that needs improving. I mean, I've only just this last week realized that I need to add more videos and more content in order to build that out even more. This is another one this is either for, you could use Amazon, so this is based on Apple. You could have a CPA offer, or you could have Amazon links going in there. So the thing about following and followers is you don't want to have more, you don't want to be following too many people versus those who are following you. So that's something that you can set in the
because
plugin.
you're gonna have the unfollowing or the follow again. This is the Twitter rule.
And those are, rules that we're covering, we will be covering in the webinar, which is a free bonus that we're going to be providing for all new customers.
Now, okay, now Leah, here's something very important I want to re-emphasize is we know the holiday is literally 2 weeks away. I mean, right after Halloween is when everybody gonna buy, and she mentioned the word Amazon. All right, so I hope you guys hearing that. Okay, what wouldn't be a better way to drive traffic from Twitter to Amazon, right? I mean, that would be a smart thing to do during the holiday season because you get a cookie. And it doesn't matter if they buy that specific product or not. If they buy anything, you're gonna be paid for. So make sure you're doing the Amazon in this marketing mix as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, isn't it interesting that Facebook started using the hashtag because of the popularity of the hashtag in our language now? People use hashtag when they're speaking to each other. Hashtag just to emphasize something, and that all came from Twitter's popularity. So this is the back end of the product, and I'll just walk you through the different settings. So the first setting is obviously video, because it's video Tweet Pressr. You just need a YouTube API, and the crons here is basically going to determine the frequency of this particular setting. As you can see, looking down the left-hand side, there's lots of different things to set here. And you don't have to set them all, by the way. It is very much down to you and what you want on your Twitter feed. And so here's some very obvious, this is the health one, this is very obvious health keywords. And what it will do is it will go and search for videos that are being published with these keywords in, and it will then repost those as a tweet to your own Twitter account. So it looks like you've found that video and you thought, that's a good thing I'm going to share on Twitter, let me share it now as a tweet. These are video channels, so I've actually done a little bit of research and found some of my favorite channels in the health niche, and I've just put the channel names in here. So again, it's going to, every time it runs, so depending on how much I've set it to run as video, it's going to look for something from one of these, and if it finds a video, it's going to tweet that for me. Now, because we've got 3 different versions, we've got the bronze, silver, and the gold versions, because we do have customers that have said to us, look, I literally have one website, it's my own business, I just want to use your plugin to help me build that out. And then they can take the single site license. Then we've got the bronze, which is the multi-site, and that's up to 10 site licenses. And then we've got the multi-site license, which is the best value and the most popular. So if you buy the gold one, you get Dailymotion, Vimeo, and YouTube. And if you get bronze and silver, then you're just going to be getting the YouTube, and obviously, the licenses are limited. But it's each to their own. Different customers have said to us over the years, I would prefer it if you gave me the option. So we've listened. So you can set this up. As I say, there's a lot more I can add here. These have just been put together just to show you what they can actually do. So if we look at the feeds now, this is so that we get some text tweets. And again, it's all about building the authority. So these are all related to health. And I found all of these different blogs and these different feeds that have got related content being published on a regular basis. And the lovely plugin is going to go ahead and turn that into a tweet for me and share that. So that, again, it just looks like, here we are. This is a newsletter all about health and fitness. And anyone who's interested in that will become a follower. And here we have the retweets. So this, again, the plugin is going to, based on how frequent you've set the crons. And also, this is where, as I say, you've got the option here to follow on the retweet. Now, my recommendation from my testing is that don't do that straight away when you first set the plugin up. Wait until you've actually got some followers, then you can actually come in and do that, and then just test and see how well it works in your niche. Because as I say, some, like the pest control one, I'm not getting as many followers, so I wouldn't necessarily want to follow everyone that I'm retweeting, because that wouldn't be advisable. So you can use hashtags, because look, green tea is a very popular health drink, and so we know that that's trending I mean, you can go and you can do a bit of research about what's trending and actually include those hashtags. All of these are specific authorities. These have authority in the niche of health, and so I've chosen to add those so that what the plugin will do is each time it runs a cron, it will pick one of these and it will retweet one of their tweets. So it's developing that relationship, building a relationship with others in the niche, plus also sharing valuable content with all those who are following that particular feed. Now here's the replies. So as you can see, we haven't set any of these up yet, and we can do them every one cron, which would mean we'd have an at reply more frequently than if we had it every 10 crons. As I say, this is where you get to be polite with people, and you can say, hey, look, thanks for following me. I wonder if you'd be interested in my blog. So you might then just put your blog URL, and you might put an image URL so it stands out even more, and then you can put a message in here, and the message can be spun so that you can actually make even more out of the options you've got here. So there's quite a lot you can do in that section. Reddit is another curation opportunity. So we've got video curation, feed curation, retweets we're curating, replies is us being polite, and Reddit is more curation. And you'll see in the tutorial videos, they're all over the shoulder tutorial videos, and you'll see how you can find the correct sort of keywords to actually use to find Reddit content that's going to be useful to post. But you don't have to use Reddit. I mean, that's the other thing that's important, is if you chose a niche where there isn't necessarily anything of use on Reddit, then you wouldn't necessarily include that part in the plugin. Now, here's where you get to make your money. So this is where you're going to actually put your website, your web pages. Now, I say I do recommend you actually put pages in here for search engine optimization to the fullest, rather than just the site itself. This is, again, just purely for illustration. You can spin those. You can spin these comments just to keep them really unique all the way through. And you can add, as I say, images once again. So if you were promoting a product and it's got an image, then you can put the image URL in there. You can put the link to the squeeze page or the offer page or your web page review. You can put it to your own video review, or you can send them to a fan page. You can send them anywhere at all. Whatever it is you want to send them to, you can put that link in there. If you want to add an image, do so. If you want to put a message, do so. And you determine, again, how frequently you want to do that. So we have that on a high setting because, especially when you first set up one of these, you don't want to have too many of your own promotional tweets going out there. You want them to see you as the authority who's curating. And then finally,
do you recommend using short URLs to do that, or do you just go straight to whatever the actual link is? Or what would you recommend?
Well, I personally use a tracking app, a free tracking app called Yours. So I do that because I want to see how many people are actually clicking on it.
Okay.
And that just, it also, you know, I'm not saying that Twitter minds you having affiliate links in there, because as far as we're aware, Twitter doesn't care what you tweet, as long as you don't spam. That's its ruling. Don't spam. Come on, be fair. Make your Twitter feed interesting to other people so they want to follow you. And, you know, lay off, keep promoting affiliate stuff. But that doesn't mean to say they mind if you put an affiliate link in there, because they certainly don't seem to have punished any of our blogs for doing it.
Okay.
So here is where you can actually see what's being posted. So if you ever have an error, which we have here as an example, that means that this didn't post. And it might mean that that was just one glitch. But if you were to see that particular feed repeating the error, it may mean that that just isn't going to work, and then that will be an opportunity to actually correct that. But, you know, as I say, you can also see what sort of information is being tweeted. You can double check and make sure that you have got a really good feed in there. If it's posting something, I mean, like, look at this here, Ebola. I don't necessarily want to share information about Ebola on my health Twitter feed, even though it is about the topic. So I would probably get rid of that one and not have Forbes Health as a feed on my Twitter account. So anyway, so that's everything that you get in Video Tweet Pressr. As I say, the only thing that is determined by the version that you buy is the videos and the number of licenses that you have. But if you go ahead and upgrade to the Pro, so we wanted to add an upsell that made sense, but it's not, it's not adding anything else to that product itself. It's just taking what is already being curated and then turning that into content for your website. So you can actually curate from all of the information that you're already inputting or inpulling, I don't know what the phrase would be, decide on the maximum post length, write yourself a really good intro that you're going to spin and an outro that you're going to spin that makes sense for your niche. And then this plugin is going to build your website for you, but only that's the Pro version. That's just if you want to upgrade and add this particular feature in. It's not anything to do with Twitter. It's literally just using what you're already curating and saying, well, hey, let's build out a bit more content on your site. And I double-checked one that I've been doing that with, and gosh, I wish my children would stop posting messages about
That's social media right there.
And yeah, they put me off my thread now. What was I going to say? Obviously, we would totally recommend you show the source. If you were going to get this, then it would be daft to not enable the post curation. You can choose which category you're going to post it in. As I say, you get your intro and your outro there, and it does rank. That was the thing that I was about to say before I got distracted. Is yes, they do rank, because I double checked one I've actually been doing the Pro curation on, and you know when you go into Google and you can do site SITE colon and then your URL, and it will tell you how many pages on your website have been indexed and what they're being indexed for, because sometimes Google will index a tag or a category and a web page, and it's doing different things. We know, the word silo has become a little bit more popular lately, and that's Google's algorithm that's actually checking for silo content where your category is relating to the anyway, it's another whole complicated techie thing. But there you go. So shall I come back to you now?
Yes, please.
Where are we? Stop.
Oh, I gotta change my screen.
That work?
Yeah, I'm back now. Let me click. Where's my mouse? I can't find my mouse. Okay, here it is. All right, good. All right, so let's talk about the offer itself now. Let's talk about the again, the name of the product, time of the launch, and who's going to be really benefit for getting this.
Okay, so yeah, name of the product is Video Tweet Pressr. Time of the launch, well, officially we actually launched at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, the 29th of October. But for you, we're going to open the doors an hour early and give an extra 20% discount off the discounted early bird launch price. So that's a good opportunity. I definitely would take that one up. It's only for the first hour, and we're just kind of opening that for a few, couple of special partners. So that's the time and day, the name, and the offer, and 20% off. But we've got the 3 versions, so there's an option to choose based on what actually does relate to your business needs. So if as I say, I've come to know over the many years of doing this that there are quite a lot of people out there who just want their own, like I did when I first started. I had my own blog for my own business. I wanted some new fancy tools to make it work pretty. So there's a single site license that starts at $27, but with the extra 20% off, that's coming down to nearly just over $20. Then it's $37 if you want to go for the bronze version, the silver version, which would have up to 10 site licenses. Again, that's a different sort of business model. Someone is working in a different way. And when we first start out with this launch, we're not going to put much difference between that one and the gold version. Now, we anticipate it's going to be the most popular because there's not a huge amount of difference in the price, but you also get Vimeo, you also get Dailymotion, and you do get unlimited site usage, plus you can install it on any of your client sites. And if you rank a site because you've been using the plugin and it's a benefit to the site to have it still installed, you can sell a site with it installed as well, unlimited. We do obviously make that caveat in there that people don't just install it and sell it. We expect them to have actually done a bit of work with the plugin to justify that. But yeah, that's also included in that unlimited license. So that's just over $37 for all of that when we start launch. So as the week goes on, that's going to go up, and it will increase up to $47. But after launch week, then all of the prices are going to hike right up to, you know, $47, $67, $97.
Okay, great. So who's going to be really benefit for getting this?
Well, you're seeing my standard. I'm just going to move this over. I don't know if it's going to move out the way. Did that work? Can you still see them talking to each other? Oh, dear, my children. Anyway, sorry, where was I? I totally lost my train of thought yet again.
Right.
What did you say? Oh yes, who's it for? Okay, well, literally anyone who's in our business, because if you want to build a list, you're going to be building a list in a niche. You're going to have a niche to focus on. In order to encourage anybody to join your list, you need to have established yourself as an authority. So we've already talked about the benefits of using this plugin. It's going to build the authority for you. It's also going to generate new leads for you, and those leads can be targeted towards a squeeze page that you can then encourage to sign up and hand over their email. So that's one niche. Obviously, affiliate marketing and Amazon marketing goes without saying. They're both going to be enormously helped by having this additional platform working for them, where they can either just promote directly to the products, or again send people to their own website where they've got reviews, like the lovely Colleen Slater when she did her original training in Amazon and how to do Amazon review sites, and one of her examples is sewing machines, because they're a nice high value product to actually promote, so it's worth promoting them. And she had a beautiful website that covered very specific products in that niche. So yeah, you'd build out a website all about, you know, sewing and needlecraft and things like that, and then you'd send people to your review posts that are actually covering in more depth that lovely product. Me, I literally just from my dashboard, that dashboard, I can literally just send people to my products with the link, with my affiliate link, and that's what I do. So you can do that too in any niche. So affiliate marketing, Amazon marketing, list building for definite. Anyone who's interested in lead generation, your search engine optimization experts are going to be interested in adding this to their rep. And I think I've covered everybody now.
Right. So, yeah, I think you either want to use this to, you know, as affiliate marketing, drive traffic straight to the site you want to go to, or someone, you know, if you want to even more link authority to your videos or to your affiliate blogs, this is a great tool, because it's kind of like automation backlinking builder that there, especially when we post the target niche content that's really going to juice your links up.
Yeah.
And you know, that's one thing I will use, you know, even and affiliate marketers product. I think everybody that wants social traffic from Twitter should grab this, and especially if you are video marketers. But you know, if you always want to be video marketer, but you don't have time or the money or the skill to make those videos, well, using this as a leveraging point to grab as well, especially at this price she just mentioned here, it's absolutely no-brainer offer here. So, so let's talk about what exactly are they getting inside the front-end offer, and then we'll just kind of go to the OTO right after that as well.
Okay, so the front-end offer is the bronze, silver, and gold licenses. So bronze and silver, both of those include YouTube videos, and all of the other features are automatically in there anyway, with the retweets and the replies and the curating from Reddit and RSS feeds. But you do only get the YouTube videos, plus the license is going to be based upon what your needs are. So single site license versus up to 10 sites for the multi in the bronze and the silver. When you go for gold, quite literally, that's when you get everything. Everything's packaged in there, and the license is just the best. It's full developer license, as we often phrase it, and it means, as I say, you can unlimited sites install on, and for search engine optimization, if you only use it as an offline business owner, it's still going to be making a positive difference to your offline business owners. And then
yeah, offline. I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Offline, yeah, no, because there's different ways of looking at how you're going to do that, depending again on the niche. And I chose two niches that are a little bit obscure, really, you know. But if you had a fitness club, imagine how much a fitness club is going to benefit from having any of that being said. I mean, we were speaking about the fact that if you just put your own RSS feed and your own video channel on there, that in itself is going to be a massive advantage, because you don't ever have to think about posting any of that on Twitter. It's going to happen all by itself for you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's all the front end that people are going to see, with, as I say, the different licenses being offered in that page on that front end. Then we have the upgrade option, which will suit some people who want to use the curation features that they've already set up. So we've added it into the Pro version, so you don't have to install two separate products. That would be annoying. We tried that once, actually, because we wanted to make sure people could see that they did actually have two very separate entities there that they owned. One doesn't work without the other, you know, that kind of thing. But actually, we realised that it's just annoying, so we don't do that anymore. So we're going to put everything that you have in the front end into the upgrade, and add the curation feature in, and you won't need to install both of them in that instance if you decide that you wanted to do that. So we saw that actually towards the end of the last overview of the demo. And that's going to be beneficial, because those pages will rank, and depending on how brilliant you are at actually writing your spin intro and your spin outro will depend on, you know, how fabulous all of that's going to look. But it works, because it's working for me. It's that those pages are being indexed in Google, and it means I've got constant content being added, as well as the blogging that I do sporadically, but I am a bit sporadic otherwise. So that's the one that you're going to be offered second. Now, to make sense for all of the buyers, we're not going to then go and show you another 3 options. If you buy the single site license on the front, you're only going to go to the single site license for the Pro version. If you buy the multi-site, you're only going to see the multi-site, and it will follow on, so it makes sense. None of this messing about. And then finally, we thought we'd give people an opportunity to actually see something we only released at the beginning of the year, and then we stopped selling it. And we did that for a lot of different reasons, because we really wanted to see how people used it and how well they behaved, because it's Pinterest. So we've actually got an automation product for Pinterest, and we're only ever going to release this now to existing customers. So we're not going to release that to the public ever again. We're only ever going to give that to people who are already a customer of ours. They've already invested in other products. They understand what those products do, you know, rules of engagement, and they're going to behave well when they use the Pinterest one, because Pinterest will not tolerate spamming in any way, shape, or form. But having another presence on Pinterest is absolutely brilliant, because it's another social media platform. It's more social signals. It's more links that Google's going to read and crawl and get a file of your presence online in that niche. So again, you know, if you've done the legwork and discovered some of the blogs and the other places where you're going to, you know, get those feeds, then you can use them. And we've tested it all to make sure it works perfectly together. So Video Tweet Pressr will work beautifully with Pin Pressr. But as I say, we are only ever going to release that to existing customers, so you'll never see it otherwise.
Okay, cool. All right, so, okay. Let's talk about the price for OT01. I think we forgot to mention that.
The price, exactly the same. Be exactly the same. We're not going to change anything. Whatever you pay on the front end will be what you pay for that license version. So if you pay $27, if you miss the 20% discount in the first hour, you'll pay $27 during launch week. That $27 is what you'll pay for if you want the Pro upgrade, or if you've chosen to go for we've got 27, 37, and just over 37 for the Gold version, which is what makes it such an easy option. It is the most popular. It will be the most popular, because there's hardly any difference in the price between between silver and gold. Right. And it just makes sense. and that price will follow through to all of the upsells. All of the upsells will be exactly the same price. So there's no change there whatsoever, no fluctuation at all. But all of them will increase after launch.
Okay. What about the price for the OTO2?
That's going to be 27, 37, 30, just over 37.
Oh, okay, so it's all the same. Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, the $37 product is actually meant to be $47 during launch week, but we're actually kicking it off $37.67, and then we're going to gradually push that one up to where it's meant to be. It's meant to be $47, which is its discounted price because it's meant to be $97.
Okay.
But we've even come even lower down just to see, you know, because we want to give people the opportunity to actually take the best deal.
Right, absolutely. So, is this all the OTO we have?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Done and dusted.
Make sure we covered everything. All right, so I think this is pretty much all the questions I need to ask you, but I've got one last question. And, you know, as people watching this interview, they know you are really good with Twitter, with social marketing, and by the way, she's also an awesome copywriter, too. And so they see how powerful this plugin not only can bring them, you know, traffic, but also help build lists, make more affiliate sales, and build authority in the social influences round, and especially you know, when you combine Twitter and video together, it's even more powerful. So they want to buy this, they want to get this, but everybody has that little voice on the back of their head telling them, don't take any action, don't buy it, you know, whatever the reason it is. So my question to you, Leah, is that what makes this software so unique? What makes your product so unique they should absolutely grab during this launching period?
Well, we don't know anyone else who's done what we've done. Yes, there are products out there that will automate auto follows. There are products that will auto retweet. There are products that will even do automated tweets. But we don't know anyone that's incorporated video in the way that we've done in order to build that authority profile for you on Twitter. And not only that, but we've got some really fabulous bonuses in there as well that come up to, you know, nearly $500 when you add it all up, because I normally charge for any webinars that I do post-launch just because time is crazy after launch. But I wanted to put that in as a bonus for all of the buyers who buy during launch week. We've got a bonus webinar that is literally going to walk through all of the best tips, the best ways of using it, actually walk through setting up a couple of examples so that people can see exactly how they can actually do this and start getting started. And we've got some other really cool bonuses that are unannounced inside the members area as well.
Absolutely. So, so you're saying about to kind of help people make the decisions, so you get another $500 worth of value of bonuses waiting for them once they purchase this, right?
Yeah, I mean, people give you things. That's the great thing about our business. So we get nice shiny objects to add as bonuses, and we get to decide which ones we like the most and which ones we think are going to be most valuable. And there's some really cool things in there. So yeah, going to have a nice big bundle of bonuses as soon as they get into the download area. And the webinar is to look forward to at the end of launch week.
Okay, cool, awesome. So let's. On that note, Leah, thank you so much for spending your time with us and kind of show us this new technique, and especially this brand new plugin of yours. And I think it's going to really help a lot of people building up the social authorities and especially get that viral traffic, just another traffic source. I would never say no to another traffic source, especially it's free and automated, right? So, it would be kind of stupid to do that, but and I think a lot of small marketers like us will take full advantage of this software. And before we leave here today, do you have a final word of wisdom you'd like to share with us?
Well, my final word of wisdom would be to buy it.
All right, that sounds
genuinely, make sure you get your tentacles spread as far and wide as you possibly can, because Google reads all of that, and everybody's everywhere. So take advantage of that too.
Okay, great. So on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching this awesome interview, and make sure you stay tuned and watch a very short sales slash do more videos, so you get another chance to view this product, and so you know exactly how this is going to really help you save you time and save you money as well. And Leah, thank you so much again for your time and your wisdom and knowledge, and I'm very, very excited about this plugin myself, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very, very soon.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Han. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Cheers.